Now today we shall discuss about the motional electromotive force. The name itself suggests that it is the electromotive force which is produced due to the motion. Okay. Now we have this figure, we consider a straight conductor which is moving in a uniform and time independent magnetic field, means it's a uniform magnetic field and it does not change with time. Now this figure shows a rectangular conductor, that is PQRS. Here PQ can move on this U-shaped conductor. Try to understand, you have this rectangle, okay, that is PQRS, but this PQ arm can move on this particular, say, U-shaped frame, or we can say if you have this U-shaped conducting frame, then on it one rod is kept, okay, which is having certain length, say L is the length of this rod, and it can move on this U-shaped conducting frame. Now try to understand, the magnetic field is shown by cross, so it is going inside the plane of the screen. Okay. Now when this move with certain velocity, say v, then this is going to decrease the magnetic flux. Say at some time it is here at this point, after some time it comes here, okay, then it comes here, then gradually the field lines are reducing. This particular area which is having the field line is gradually, say if it is here, okay, then the field lines are more. If it is here, then again more field lines are there. But when it moves towards this left hand side, then the number of field lines are gradually decreasing. Okay. So as you know that epsilon, that is electromotive force, is minus d phi by dt. So a flux changes and therefore electromotive force will be produced, and that will induce the electric current, and that current induced will flow through this conducting arm, and that current is, say, I. Okay. This is the basic thing that is happening here, okay, in this particular discussion. Okay. The rod PQ is moved towards left with constant velocity v, and it does not experience friction. So the motion is an ideal motion which is a frictionless. Okay. There is no friction which is experienced by this rod when it is moving on this conducting arm. Okay. When it is going this side, no friction is there between the rod and the conducting arm, that is U-shaped frame. Okay. So it does not experience a friction. Okay. Now PQRS is forming a closed circuit, and it is enclosing an area that changes as PQ moves. Okay. Try to understand, when PQ goes this side, then this particular area which was earlier there, okay, when it comes here, then the area is this much. When the rod comes here, then the area is this much. So gradually the area is changing when the rod is moving towards the left hand direction. Okay. Uniform magnetic field B is perpendicular to the plane of this screen, we can say. If the length RQ at a certain point, okay, when the rod is somewhere here, okay, it is shown here in this figure at a certain position. Okay, when the rod is here at this point, let the distance RQ is x, and length of the rod, as we know, it is taken to be L. Okay. And the magnetic flux, if you want to find, associated with this PQRS, and flux is nothing but phi is equal to B dot A or BA. Okay. So try to understand that flux can be found as B into area. Area is length into breadth, because this is the, say breadth, then this will be the length. Length is L, this is X. So phi is equal to B into A. A is L into X. So this is our first equation. Phi B is equal to BLX. Okay. Now we move further. Since X is changing with time, then the flux also changes with time. Okay. So electromotive force is minus d phi B by dt. And instead of phi B, what we have written? We have BLX. So instead of this phi B, we have written this BLX. Now this magnetic field B and L, that is length of rod, both are constant. So just they are taken out of this differentiation. So BL, it becomes dx by dt, and as you know dx by dt is velocity, so it becomes minus BLV. Now if you take this dx by dt to be minus V, then this value, or rather the electromotive force, you can say the if you just take this minus say B into L out and we write dx by dt. Now as x is reducing, try to understand, that is why dx by dt is taken to be minus V. So this value of electromotive force will become positive BL into V. Okay, because as you know that when the rod is moving in the left hand direction, in this direction, what happens? The value of x reduces, and that is why the dx by dt, that is rate of decrease in x, is taken to be minus V. Or this direction if you take as negative direction, then also you can understand that this minus V is taken. Okay, so the electromotive force can be minus BVL, but then dx by dt is taken say minus V. Then we can write the value of this electromotive force to be positive BLV. Here dx by dt is taken to be minus V. Okay, so it's very easy to understand, important question. Okay, now the induced EMF is BLV, which is called the motional EMF, because it is because of motion of the rod. Thus we are able to produce induced electromotive force by moving a conductor instead of varying magnetic field. Okay, here you are not changing the magnetic field, you are just moving the conductor, and it gradually changes the magnetic flux enclosed by the circuit, which is now responsible to produce the electromotive force, and electric current is produced. Now this BLV can be obtained with the help of the Lorentz force acting on the charge carrier of the conductor PQ. Lorentz force is QV cross B, as you know. Okay, now say for example you have charge Q which is there inside this conductor PQ. When rod moves with the speed V, okay, the charge will also move with the speed V in the magnetic field, and therefore the Lorentz force acting on the charge will be QVB, as it is QV cross B, and you can see from the figure which we have discussed. Okay, the figure which we have discussed here, in that figure you can understand that here the velocity and magnetic field which is going inside the plane it is going, then they are perpendicular to each other. So if you want to find the force on charge, then it is Q, as such it is V cross B, but the angle between V and B is 90, so this force, magnitude of the force will be QVB. So if this rod is moving in this direction, then the charge carriers which are there inside this rod, say Q is the charge of those charge carrier, then the charge is also in motion, and the force because of it, the force because of this force, we can say these charges are coming into motion, and that force is QVB. Okay, so the force acting on those charge carrier is QVB. and its direction is towards Q. Okay, all charges experience the same force in magnitude and direction irrespective of their position in the rod PQ. Wherever the charge is located, the location doesn't matter. Okay, the charges are experiencing the force towards Q. Okay, and because of this force, these charges are coming in motion. Now, the work done in moving the charge from P to Q, the work done is nothing but force into displacement. Now, force is QVB. Okay, QVB is the force, and P to Q is the length of rod. So we can say that force is QVB and distance travel is L. So QVB into L will be the work done. Okay. Since electromotive force is work done per unit charge, so work upon charge, that is QVBL upon Q you can do, and that electromotive force you can get as BLV. Okay, work is force. Rather, work per unit charge is nothing but electromotive force, so it becomes BLV. So this way also you can derive this formula of motional electromotive force. Okay, this is same as the equation which we have derived. Okay. Okay, now explain the conservation of energy when motional EMF is produced when a rod of length L moves with velocity v in the uniform magnetic field B. Okay, figure is same. Okay, we consider the resistance of this moving arm, that is rod PQ, okay, is R. So PQ is only having the resistance. Okay, the resistance is only of the PQ arm. The other U-shaped conducting frame, we consider that there is no resistance. Try to understand this part. Okay, we are taking the resistance only of PQ arm. So just now say, if you want to show it like this, okay, then this is the U-shaped conducting frame. Okay, and this is the PQ arm. Okay, here it is S, here it is R. Only this much is having the resistance R. All these conducting U-shaped frame, or we can say U-shaped conducting frame, is not having any resistance. So this part, U-shaped frame, is not having resistance. Only this much part is having the resistance R. So the circuit which is produced here is having the resistance R only. Okay, this closed circuit PQRS is having only resistance R. Now, because of the motion, the electric current is produced, and that current is I, because motional EMF is produced here. Electromotive force produces current I. Okay, and electromotive force which is produced here because of its motion is BVL. Okay, so electromotive force is BVL. Now, if you want to find out the formula of the electric current, then by Ohm's law, you can write I is equal to E upon R, that is BLV upon R. So, this electromotive force is BLV and the resistance of the circuit is R because of the rod PQ only. The current is BLV upon R. It's very easy to understand. Okay. Now, because of the presence of magnetic field, there will be a force on this PQ arm. Okay. And that force on PQ arm, as you know it, the force on current carrying conductor is given by IL cross B. IL cross B, this will be the force. Now, the length and magnetic field, they are perpendicular to each other, so the force will be ILB, its magnitude. Now, if you substitute the value of I from equation 1, okay, this force is nothing but its magnitude is ILB. Now, instead of I, we can write BVL upon R. So, we can write BVL upon R. into L into B. So it becomes B square L square V upon R, which is shown here in this equation number 2. Okay. Now the arm PQ is being pushed with the constant speed. The speed is constant here. The power required to do this is nothing but the mechanical power, as you know, force into velocity we have studied in our 11th standard. Okay. So instead of F, now you can write this value here. So you get the mechanical power. So P is equal to B square L square V upon R into V. So it becomes B square L square V square upon R. Okay, this is our third equation. Now we find the electrical power. Electrical power is nothing but I square R, and we have I dLV upon R, and square of it we can take here in this equation if you substitute the value of I. Then the same value as we have got as mechanical power is obtained. Okay, B square L square V square upon R. So both the values of mechanical power and electrical power are same. So we can say mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy, hence the energy is conserved. Okay, thank you very much.